Hello, Padawans. Sorry about the late post. I'm wrapping things up on my new career, and I'm in the process of my final coursework to do so. So I apologize for being last minute. I did peek and see how Pete Prisco and Reed from CBS and ESPN, respectively, are doing. They're the only two that have a chance at beating me this year. I am tied with Pete Prisco, and I am one game ahead of Reed at ESPN. We have two different, me and Reed, and we have one different tomorrow between me and Pete Briscoe. So if Carolina beats Tampa Bay, I win. If Tampa Bay beats Carolina, Pete Briscoe wins. May the best man win. So it's been a rough year to pick. Last year I was 195 and 77. This year I'm 167, 88, and 1. Pete is also 167, 88, and 1. And Reed is 166, 89, and 1. So it's down to the wire, but it was a rough year. There were some really bad teams that did well or better than anticipated, and some really good teams that did poorly. For instance, Cincinnati losing Joe Burrow in week 2. Sorry, Cincinnati, I jinxed you because I took him as my quarterback in fantasy football, and the dude was done in week 3. But still managed to get to the playoffs and came within a few points of winning, and then I came within a half a point of third place. So, literally 0.5, 72.5, no, sorry, 72.7 to 72.2. Lost that third place game by a half a point. And I didn't get any production from my receivers because MHJ and Rome Adunze both were basically out. So, not bad for not having any wide receivers on your team at the end of the season, I suppose. Anyway, let's get to the final week. So, again, it's been a rough week, and I will be continuing through the playoffs. But I just had some extra, work-related stuff to do. I'm anxious to get back to work. It's been a long 5.5 years recovering from COVID. It was brutal what it did to me. And for those of you who are new to the channel or didn't know, COVID put me on a ventilator for 16 days with a 1% chance of survival. I was dropped while I was on the ventilator, causing a spinal injury, torn rotator cuff, compartment syndrome on my left forearm, and nerve damage to my left hand. So I have a claw now. This is all it does. Well, that and hurt like hell. Anyway, it's been 5.5 years, and I'm never going to be able to work full time again, but just being able to be productive and have a part-time job that I can do when I'm able to do so, and I have a great team around me that's going to be there for me, this year is going to be so much better. I'm not accustomed to being needy. Anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for the support of those who do. Again, next year, I plan on having a competition. I don't know what the prize will be yet, but you have to be subscribed and you have to make your picks every single week in order to, participate and have a chance at beating me. And anyone who beats me is going to get some kind of prize. The one who has the best score will get a bigger prize, whether they beat me or not. So, and next year I'm going to try to get my college buddy, my brother, who's done pretty well this year when he does pick. He's a huge Seahawks fan, so even though I'm taking San Fran this week, I'm going to be rooting like crazy for my brother. Brother from another mother. I've got a few of them. Okay, let's see. We've got Carolina at Tampa Bay. I'm taking Carolina. Tampa Bay just keeps letting me down, so they're probably going to win. To use that information, they're one of the teams I just couldn't pick this year. Pete Prisco took Tampa Bay, So we will know Sunday morning who the best man is. Seattle at San Francisco. I'm taking San Francisco because they're at home. And this game is a coin flip. These are two really good teams, well coached. And it's part of the reason the Cardinals are in the basement. Mostly it's, Drew Petzing. Sorry, Drew. It's you. All right. And so I'm going to take San Francisco, but root for Seattle, and I wouldn't be surprised which team wins in this regard. They're both deserving of the number one seed. They've played their asses off. We've got Indianapolis at Houston. Indianapolis doesn't have anything to play for. I didn't look at playoff seeding. I don't know if there's anything, but Houston's just a better team. So even if there's nothing to play for, I anticipate Houston winning this one. We've got Cleveland at Cincinnati. Cincinnati just wants to finish the season strong. They lost their season when they lost Joe Burrow in week 2. So I anticipate them handing Cleveland a much-deserved loss. New Orleans at Atlanta. And by the way, if you're a Cleveland fan, it's nothing against you. It's the Cleveland Browns, poorly managed. The Arizona Cardinals, poorly managed. Lifelong Detroit fans understand that some teams have just struggled. The Cardinals have struggled since 1898. Yay me. Thanks for moving to Arizona. I love the team, but I'm frustrated with losing. I'm sure Cleveland feels the same way. Detroit, you've had a few good years. Hopefully you get back to that. And I love the helmets. All right, let's see. Where were we? Cleveland at Cincinnati. Definitely Cincinnati at home. We have New Orleans at Atlanta. I'm taking New Orleans on the road. Let's see. And Green Bay at Minnesota. I'm taking Minnesota at home. Green Bay's, I don't know, they're just banged up. Losing Micah Parsons really took the heart out of that defense, I think. Anyway. Oh, and by the way, I had to cough and I managed to hit the stop button so I didn't cough in your face. I got to get better at that because when I looked at my own videos and saw me coughing and stuff, I'm trying to do better. This isn't my area. Doing videos, public speaking, I'm fine at, but trying to manage digital performance is beyond my scope. Let's see, we've got Dallas at the Giants. I'm taking Dallas, although I would love to see the Giants win this one because it could boost the draft stock of the Cardinals. But I fear if we get too high, they're going to go after a quarterback instead of just fixing the offensive line. That's the problem. Arizona at the Rams. Rams don't really have much to play for. They might get a playing seed improvement, so I'm still going to take the Rams. The Cardinals are playing practice squad people at this point. They want to win. Those guys really play hard, I know. I was kind of a practice squad player in high school myself. I played junior varsity. I never got to play varsity because I was 5'6" and 135 pounds in Montana. I was never going to be varsity. Might have been able to play varsity in basketball, but not football. Let's see. Kansas City at the Raiders. Okay, Reed took the Raiders. I have taken Kansas City. I just don't. This is kind of a toss-up because the Chiefs are really damaged goods. But I'm still going to take the Chiefs to finish the season. I anticipate that they're going to try and get the ball to Kelsey as much as they can. He's, probably going to retire. So, Chiefs. And so we'll know who's going to win between me and Reed because he has to win 2 in order to move ahead of me. So he's got to do that one. And he took... Who's the other one he took? think it might have been Atlanta. So I'm not sure. I don't remember who Reed took, but he has to win both of his to move ahead of me, and we only had those two different. Washington at Philly. I'm taking Philadelphia at home. Um, Miami at New England. I'm taking New England at home. Although they may be resting some of their players, so there's a chance. But Miami benched Tua, and I don't think the guy who replaced him is better. So I'm not sure why they did that. Tua, when he's healthy, is really good, but he gets a lot of concussions. He's probably getting close to being, you know, out of the league because of the concussions. I definitely don't want him to get CTE, so my best wishes go out to Tua. He's an entertaining player and he is dynamic. There's rumors that the Dolphins might be interested in Kyler Murray. Um, as far as those go, if he has a Lisfranc injury, it could be a whole nother year before he's ready to play. That's where the ankle separates from the leg, and it requires a lot of surgery and a lot of rehab. It took Garrison Hurst 2 years to come back, and he was great once he did. So the position of quarterback for the Cardinals may be up in the air no matter what. But my thoughts go out to Kyler Murray. He's never had a good offensive coordinator, and he's never had a good offensive line. So when I watch him play, I see a dynamic player doing the best he can under pressure in 1.5 seconds almost every play. You just can't win with that. I mean, even Dan Marino had I think it was a 1.7 second pass, attempt. Like, that's how long it took him to throw the ball. I don't remember the words I'm looking for. I'm sorry. COVID fog. Okay, let's move on. We've got Detroit at Chicago. Man, Detroit's just a mess. I feel sorry for Detroit because they were definitely trending upwards, and this season really hurt them, and last season too, if I recall. But I'm definitely taking Chicago at home. We've got the Chargers at Denver. I'm going to take Denver at home. They only lost one game all season so far. I don't see them losing two in a row. We've got New York Jets at Buffalo. Would love to see the Jets win for the same reason I'd love to see the Giants win. Cardinals draft status. But I think Buffalo's going to win this one. And then Baltimore at Pittsburgh. I'm taking Pittsburgh at home. Baltimore's been hard for me to predict all season. When I think they're crushed, they win. When I think they're going to win, they get crushed. So I should just flip a coin with Baltimore. To be honest, I'd probably have a better percentage chance of winning at 50-50. And then I have a final score of 24-20, 44 total points. Again, always be very frugal with your money. Bet only what you budget yourself to bet. Never try to win back your money because it doesn't work that way. I don't really bet a lot of money because I've been disabled for a long time. Over my lifetime, I'm way ahead because I'm very frugal and careful about how I pick. But this year, I only won a handful of bets. So I'm probably down like $27 for the year. That's it. I set a budget. Now, once I am doing well financially, I'll probably increase my budget a little, but not a lot because I don't have an addictive personality. So be very careful about how you do it. Never jeopardize your financial status. Never jeopardize your romantic status over gambling. It's just not worth it. But be frugal, bet a handful of parlays. I don't bet the spread very often. Sometimes I'll throw a spread bet in there if there just isn't good odds. But even then, Vegas is really good at predicting the spread. That's why this is a straight up money line podcast, because I don't really care about the spread. And for those of you who are new, the reason I give points on the Monday Night Football game is because it sometimes is counted for football pools that you might be in. So if you're in a football pool at work and you need a point total, that's why I do the points. It's really just an assumption. I try to predict how many touchdowns and how many field goals a team might have based on their skill level and the defense of the opponent. And I just kind of wing it. I never look at the spread or the numbers online before I do my podcast because I don't want to be influenced by others. I just want to go on my own. And it's worked for me pretty well. So last year, the only one who beat me was Bowen from ESPN. He beat me by 5 games. That was pretty impressive because he had 200 wins in one season. This year, again, it's Pete Prisco, me, and Reed for the top dog. And I'm really hoping I get the top dog this year. I'm trying to get sponsorship for this that would maybe help promote and give prizes for people who do well in picking alongside me. But mostly I just do this for fun and because my family and friends like having my NFL prognostication to assist them in their picks. But anyway, I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and a safe New Year. And let's make this year way better than last year. Last year was pretty brutal for a lot of us. And I know I'm trending towards a better year, and I hope you are too. Thanks for supporting me, and have a wonderful day. And good luck.